On episode 151 of He Said, She Said Movie Reviews, we take a look at the movie Hope Gap. Welcome to He Said, She Said Movie Reviews. This is the podcast where a happily married couple with similar but different movie tastes take a quick, spoiler-free look at the movies, helping you make the right decision before your next movie. I'm your host, Tim.
And I'm April.
So we just watched the movie Hope Gap. I give this 3.5 stars. How about you, April?
The same. I'm going to give it 3.5. I think that we're lucky we got to see it. It was just dropped this past Friday on May 8th for streaming.
You can find it on things like Amazon and other on-demand services. This is a story about a couple who has their visit with their son takes a dramatic turn when the father tells him he plans on leaving his mother.
The director is William Nicholson. He's known for Firelight. He was also the writer. He is also known for La Mise, Gladiator, Unbroken, and Everest.
Yeah, prolific movie script writer, but and this was only his second time directing. Very small cast in this. This had Annette Bening, Bill Nighy, Josh O'Connor, Alyssa Hart, Nicholas Burns, and Sally Rogers.
The runtime is 100 minutes. It's rated PG-13.
All right, dive in, April.
All right, this is a very intimate and intense movie. It is definitely worth seeing. Some of the best acting I think I've seen in many, many months. Hats off to Annette, Bill, and also Josh O'Connor as the adult son. This movie, I mean, this is such an example of how when you're not getting something you want from someone else, that either you stay and think it's going to change, or you're pushing for what you need and you're not going to get it.
Yeah, I think this movie, I mean, it has several different themes and tones to it. It's everything, I think it's kind of everything is not as it appears because she had one, the wife had one vision of what the marriage was.
Yeah.
The husband had a completely different vision of what the marriage was.
Right.
But it also has a theme of letting go. You have to learn how to let go. But I think also one of the other things that I think this movie also takes a look at is self-happiness.
Yeah, I think that what I really like about the theme is that, and I know I talk about this a lot professionally with customers, with women at coaching sessions, is that if you're happy with yourself first, you're bringing that into a marriage. So if two people are trying to be their best and they're happy, they both bring something into the couplehood, if you will. But this movie with her, I mean, I just enjoyed the journey, from everything from what she went through, the pain, to what she learned about herself. But I also want to mention that throughout the movie, I was like, oh boy, a lot of pressure on the kid.
Oh,
right?
Yeah.
And then by the end, I'm thinking, wow, he's the one that really saved her life. He taught her, I think, one of the most important lessons.
Yeah, but there's a really good scene towards the end between the mother and the son, and they're talking, and it's kind of a light bulb moment for the mother.
It is, and I loved how he ended up teaching her, saving her a little bit, but I just think of, I loved the full circle with that. I loved a lot with what the husband and the father went through, and it just, to me, somebody may see it and think, okay, this is sad, but is it really? If people are happier at the end of this journey?
I'll say this line, because this line was actually in the trailer, so I don't call it a spoiler.
Okay.
But there's a line where a woman who is the husband is interested in, right? And she says, the three of them are in a room together, and she looks at Annette Bening's character and says, before this happened, there were 3 unhappy people. Now there's only 1.
Right.
And I think that goes to a lot what you were just saying.
It really does. So this movie is just wow. It's not about one person's journey. It's actually about 3.
Right.
And a mother, father, and the son. But, I thought it was just so well done, so real. This isn't one of those fairy tale movies, but it's a really good one. And I think it's definitely worth seeing. I thought the direction was great. The score, I didn't notice too much. But I enjoyed the cinematography. It got gorgeous.
It got a little artsy at times. There were these scenes where they just showed like the ocean for no reason, like an airplane view over the ocean and the cliffs in England and stuff. Because this movie, by the way, is set in England.
Right.
And it's interesting because Annette Bening plays an English woman.
Right.
So, which is interesting. By the way, I just want to say one last thing about Annette Bening. I think this is an Oscar-worthy performance
most definitely.
on her part.
Most definitely. And if she's not nominated for this, I would be shocked.
Right.
But I want to say that I absolutely did love the scenes in England. I loved from the beach to the little town. I mean, I thought it was nice. The most important thing for me is the pace moved along great and the dialogue was outstanding.
Yeah, this doesn't have great production. I mean, huge production values because it was mainly filmed in the house, the one house that they shared. So most of the movie, I'd say 70-80% of the movie is all filmed in one location.
Yeah.
Right.
But if you want to see a movie about, a journey of a family that may be different too than your own, this is good to see. But
powerful performances.
Yeah.
Great moral here. Great.
And also do the work, guys. This is the thing. Even the son has realized he had work to do through this journey.
Well, yeah, that's the one thing about marriage that this movie comes to. Marriage takes work. To have a successful marriage, both people have to be engaged and both people have to be involved.
Right, but also on your personal work, you have to keep doing the work. So again, if you're constantly pushing yourself to be your best self, you're bringing something into the marriage and not sucking it out by slipping as a person, if I've explained that right.
No, I think you have.
Well, I think this is definitely worth seeing. Annette, you were amazing. She is one of my favorite actresses, but this was exceptional.
Yes, it was. So Hope Gap, both April and I give this movie 3.5 stars. Very worth the watch. So I hope you find it somewhere on your streaming services and our on-demand services and give it a good chance. We really appreciate you taking the time to listen to our podcast. And if you get a chance, please tell a friend. We really appreciate it.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for your support, and we'll see you on the sofa or the couch.
See you on the couch.